Why do modern relationships fail? They didn't used to fail. Back in the old days, most people only had one serious relationship their entire life, and that relationship lasted their entire life. So what's different? And more importantly, how can you understand this idea, this concept, this dynamic, so you can create a happy, lifelong relationship? We need to understand how our relationship instincts presented themselves in a hunter-gatherer environment. We've been humans for about 200,000 years, but we've only been living in large societies for about 5,000 to 10,000 years, modern large societies for a couple hundred years. And our instincts haven't had nearly enough time to catch up. So essentially, our relationship instincts believe that we're still living in a hunter-gatherer environment. So what was it like having a relationship in a hunter-gatherer environment? Life was very, very harsh. You had to do everything you possibly could to not die of starvation. And so men and women evolved a collection of instincts to really, really come together very, very strongly because you needed to be in a relationship to survive back then. Women absolutely needed men for survival, especially if she had kids. And because of that, men got a strong sense of purpose from taking care of the woman that would die if he didn't do that. So back then in the hunter-gatherer days, there was both a strong need to be together and a strong desire to be together. This created a very, very strong bond. But today, because women don't need men nearly as much financially, and men don't have that strong sense of purpose, there's not really a need to be together. It's really just a desire. It's kind of like if you're really, really, really hungry. You haven't eaten in a couple of days, and you find a piece of bread. This is going to be the most delicious thing you've ever eaten because it has a strong need and a strong desire. You have a strong need and a strong desire to eat this bread, so you're going to focus only on this bread. Oh, thank you, Jesus. It's going to be the best thing ever. On the other hand, imagine you've already eaten a couple 100,000 calories that day, or a couple thousand calories that day. You don't need the food, but you keep eating because it feels good. You have the desire, but not the need. And so it's not nearly as satisfying, and you're not nearly as attached to whatever you're eating because it's only a desire and not a need. Whereas the bread, you're totally focused on the bread. But if you're just snacking on stuff because you desire it, not because you need it, you're going to switch from one snack to another. Kind of like modern people switch from one relationship to another. Another variable is something called opportunity costs. Opportunity costs are things you can't get when you choose to get what you want. If you're in a relationship with somebody, you're also choosing to not be in a relationship with everybody else. But in modern relationships, when there's the desire but not the need, your eyes are wandering because you see all the people in your daily life that you could be in a relationship with. And these are temptations that further pull the couple apart because of their weak bond to begin with. Back in the old days, though, there was both a strong need and a strong want pulling people together, and there was very little opportunity cost. It was an ideal situation for relationships. But today, it's not the ideal situation for relationships because the bond is a lot weaker because there's only a desire and not a need, and there's a lot of opportunity costs pulling people apart. That's why modern relationships are so prone to failure. So what do you do about this? How do you understand this information? How do you leverage this information so you can build a happy relationship? You can build a happy relationship with an ideal person. Well, you'll last the entire life. The relationship will last your entire life. Well, it's kind of like eating. If you want to have a healthy body in the modern world with so much food available, so much processed food available, it requires that you understand and manage your instincts. You have to choose a happy medium between food that tastes good enough to sustain your diet and supports your healthy body. Your healthy body goals, your health goals. Similarly, if you want to do the same thing with a relationship, you can, but you need to find that happy medium. Somebody that's satisfying enough emotionally and good enough for you to satisfy your relationship needs. This is not easy. As a point of reference, 2/3 of people in Western society are overweight or obese, which means 2/3 of people in modern society, Western society, have trouble managing their health instincts, their food instincts. Similarly, it's probably a good guess that 2/3 of people probably have crappy relationships that are about to break up or they're unhappy from the inside. So how do you manage this? You need to manage your relationships, or you can manage your relationships the same way people manage their hunger instincts, by finding that happy medium, by finding somebody that's emotionally pleasing enough to be in a relationship with and is good enough for you that you can build a relationship with. Now, this is good news and this is bad news. The bad news is a lot of people have this myth that they can find the ideal person, and this ideal person is going to be perfectly compatible with them. That's kind of like thinking you can find the ideal food that's super, super delicious and super, super healthy. That is very, very unrealistic. So you have to accept the fact that you can't eat super delicious junk food all the time. You have to choose food that's delicious enough to sustain the diet and maintain your health goals. You have to do the same thing with a relationship if you want to create a strong relationship. Find that happy medium between somebody who's emotionally satisfying enough and compatible with your life goals so you can build something together. So you can both level up because of the relationship. You can level up in your lives outside of the relationship because of the relationship. So how do you do this? Well, you need to sort through a lot of people. You need to find people that are compatible with you. You need to find people that have similar life goals. And you need to have realistic expectations. But the good news is if you've ever been on a diet long enough, the longer it lasts, the easier it is to maintain. Because you start to associate your healthy body with the taste of the healthy food. And that healthy food will actually taste better and better over time. And pretty soon, you start to prefer the healthy food compared to processed junk food, because you're associating the taste of the food with your healthy body. Similarly, if you choose a relationship partner consciously and deliberately, the longer the relationship goes on, the more you'll prefer this relationship to all the opportunity costs. So this kind of consciously chosen, deliberately maintained relationship will get better over time. This is the opposite of modern relationships. Modern relationships start with fantastic emotional feelings, but they always fade over time and then they fall apart. So they get weaker over time. Where a deliberately chosen relationship with a deliberately chosen partner that you have a lot of open relationship discussions with, that you work on the relationship together with, that will get stronger over time. But it takes effort. It takes sorting. You'll need to sort through people. You need to have some criteria, some personality criteria for the person you want to be in a relationship with. But the truth is that nothing is as beneficial to your life as a happy, healthy relationship. People that have happy, healthy relationships live longer, they make more money, they level up their careers more, they have lower stress, better health, and so there's a lot of benefits to a happy, healthy relationship. It's just that in modern times, for better or for worse, they take a lot of effort to create and they take a lot of effort to maintain. So it is possible to create a happy relationship. It is possible to find a compatible partner that you will feel stronger and stronger attracted to over time. You will fall in love with them more and more over time. So long as you choose correctly, you can have a happy life. So let me know what you think in the comments. If you'd like to learn more about how to do this, check out the links below. Thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe, and I'll see you next time.